What's up, witches? I'm Luna, and welcome to my avoidance tactic. I am avoiding cleaning by shooting a video because I care. You know, you guys are important, so here I am. Today's video is a VR to a hashtag by Lisa Papez, and the hashtag is My Adorable Decks. So I saw, I can't remember who I saw doing a VR to this hashtag, and I went, you know what? I'm in. So I started whipping decks off my shelves, and this is going to be two videos because I have a lot of decks that I consider adorable. So let me get myself out the way. Everybody has a different take on adorableness. You know, when these hashtags come out, it's like subject to your own interpretation of them. So I have three sections of decks. The first section is the shoe-ins. The second section is the borderline decks. And the third is the real, these are my adorable decks. So first, the shoe-ins, and I think I will go with the order in which I got these decks. And I cannot remember whether I got Fairy Tale or Les Vampires first, but here they are, and everybody knows these decks. This is Lucy Cavendish and Jasmine Beckett Griffith and Jasmine's Big Eyes. Now, some people do not like these Big Eye decks at all. I think they're adorable. And the thing that's really wonderful about them, and you know, a lot of these decks were written particularly for young people, and that's kind of adorable too. But just the images themselves, I mean, come on, look at that. And I know some people are terribly bugged, but see, you know, this could be kind of be a borderline deck because there are some that aren't incredibly, it's like before they evolved into the gigantic eyes. And yeah, this is so Lucy Cavendish is her own group of adorable decks, and they are borderline because they don't, it's not all love and light. You know, we have very serious things, and they certainly talk about shadow and embracing the dark, but they are in general just completely adorable. I mean, the big sad eyes, but then they've got that like darkness too. So I'm just gonna, you know, chunk through a couple of these. Look at angry and adorable. Because they, you know, the art style is consistent throughout, even though, as you saw right there, Jasmine's art seems to have gone through phases, and I would be curious to know, you know, if they really were phases or if, you know, she just gives herself that leeway. And that now we have ones that are like serious. They've really evolved into super big eyes. The Fairy Bee, Beauty and the Beast. But you know, they're freaking adorable. Come on now. I watched and I don't remember her name either, but I watched a reader, European reader, and she made no bones about hating the Big Eye decks. And then she got, I think it was the Tarot with Jasmine Beckett Griffith's art that has recently come out, and she fell hard. Oops, I'm having a hard time getting this box open. What the heck? So, you know, you watch people, and I do the same thing. I will have just a strong bias against something, a strong reaction. I hate this thing, and then suddenly something will happen and I'm a fan. So look at Juniper Tree. To be honest, I do not use these decks very often. Maybe it's because of where they're stacked on my shelf. Maybe it's because I mistakenly think that they are lighthearted. They really aren't. And I love doing videos like this because it makes me pull out decks that I have been neglecting. Here's Les Vampires. So they're beautiful, but they're beautiful in that very cute way, you know. What I love about her art is look at the eyes. Look at the light and the shine and the tears. I mean, it's like you can see the water in their eyes. You can see the moisture, forgive me for that word, compassion, nightmare. So yes, Lucy Cavendish decks, and I have many more Lucy Cavendish decks, but these are the ones, these are Jasmine decks. So, category all on their own, Lucy Cavendish, adorable decks. I'm glad that only took 5 minutes because it could have taken forever. Now we go to some really borderline decks as far as artwork. And, you know, when you talk about adorable decks, there's, you know, decks have two parts. There's artwork and there's writing. And the borderline decks, to me, have adorable artwork, or at least some of it. It's like with the Lucy decks, some of them are just straight up adorable. Some of them have a little dark edge to them. So there's that with the artwork. And there's also whether a deck is just all, you know, happy messages, or whether the writing also goes to the Shadowlands, Shadow Dark Place. Well, I'm having such a hard time opening these boxes, these kind of boxes. Snappy boxes are my favorite, beyond a doubt. So here is Amy Brown's first Oracle deck of her own. And the art style is adorable. We have the little, you know, kitschy stripy stockings. And these little creatures. Very sweet, very cute. But then we have the, you know, the dark beauty too. This card stands out differently from any of the others in the deck. It's got that very natural, but look at this. Adorable. You know, do you want to make that costume for like a young woman that would look fabulous in it? Yes, I do. The little dragons. Let's see. I mean, some of these are like cute, but are they adorable? What does adorable mean to you? It makes me go, when things make me go, aw, that's adorable. So like that baby, that dragon made me go, aw. And I know there are some others in here too. She's adorable. If you want to see more of these decks, or I should say want to see all of these decks, then look on my channel, search on my channel. There will be an unboxing for all of these. You know, that's cute in anybody's book. Again, some that are more mature type images. I guess, you know, adorable to me has a childlike quality to it. Like I said, something that makes you go, aw. And I mean, that's adorable. And then there are, like I said, some of the more mature looking images. Just the color palette, look at the pose. Aw, isn't that cute? Baby dragons are adorable. I don't care who you are. You know, we've got this kind of warrior-ish woman. But plenty of images in here that I consider adorable. So the, you know, the more mature, I feel like I have to sort of go through to find the adorable ones amongst the more mature ones. And that, to me, makes it sort of a borderline deck. Amy Brown's art has always been that very stylized fairies, like she has a very particular style. And they've always been adorable to me. This is seriously a borderline. Okay, this is the Ciacoli Oracle. And, okay, what's her first name? I forget. Nicoletta. And I do not have her tarot deck, and I really want to get it. these childlike images. Yes, they're adorable, very sweet, and that, you know, this interesting style that she has. The bizarreness of the style. There is an otherness. So cute, you know, childlike cute is one thing, but then we have kind of almost a creepy cute. Look at the tears. And they're adorable. They have a really candy-like thing about them, but then look at this. Creepy cute. Creepy. She's going to behead this fucking bear. You know, it's like so borderline that, oh, isn't that disturbingly cute? So the softness, the childlike quality, you get the idea of like the Velveteen Rabbit in nursery rooms and, you know, things like that. Look, oh, look at, she's playing nurse to her little rabbit. Isn't that sweet? And then you look at, you know, the bear that she's going to behead. So I love this duality of sweet, cute, candy-like, and frickin' bizarre. You know, I mean, is she like holding this ice cream cone down? I'm going to eat you. No, no, don't eat me. No, no. You know? And another deck that I do not reach for ever. Intimidation is the name of this card. So, yeah, come on. We got the dark, but looky. Oh, look at her riding a bee. Isn't she sweet? Oh, looky. It's The Shining. Pardon me, that was a honk. Just that treading that fine line where they actually, you know, accomplish both. Adorable, cute. Let's take a look at this one and what it means just for grins. Story time. Yes, of course. So look, how sweet is that? Very Alice in Wonderland-y. Candy, again, Candyland, lots of candy, lots of nursery room type pictures. But then there's sort of this Victorian Valentine oldness about it. What's this one? This is the number one. Denial. So, you know, we do not shy away from the reality. Just because there's candy everywhere doesn't mean we don't get a tummy ache now and again. So that's the one on the cover. What's her thing? Compassion. Yes. So, Ciacoli Oracle, Ciacoli, sorry, I think it's Ciacoli, is a borderline adorable deck. Now we get to my actual adorable decks. And we're going to go kind of in order of how often I've reached for these. Here's the Witchlings. I do believe this was a gift deck for me. Let's see. Yes, this was a gift deck from Annette Klein. And it's a deck and book set, but it's more about little spells. It's not like a straight up reading deck. But this is Paulina Cassidy, and I do have Paulina Tarot, and I do have the Spirit Song Tarot. But this is the Oracle phase, so we're just looking at the Oracles. And look, you know, it's that very sweet, fantasy-looking images. They're very cute. Clarity, beauty, patience, transformation, manifestation, cleansing, imagination, all very positive. So the meanings as well as the artwork in this deck are pretty adorable. We don't go into the dark with these cards, and the art style shows you that. I mean, look. Very sweet. Very sweet, very cute. Meditation. This kind of a deck is wonderful when that's exactly what you need. Just a little light reminder. Sanctuary, a little bit of a spell, luck, something to just sort of lift your mood, something to, a little bit of sugar to help the medicine go down. Okay, banishment. Let's look at this banishment one. It says on the bottom, you have the power to banish negative energy and unwanted problems. So, how do we deal with problems? We banish them. So this is really one of those kind of love and light decks that I usually poo-poo, but everything has its place. We have to remember that. Everything has its place. Cleansing. Okay, wait. Oh, yeah. Each one of these cards has a pretty hefty writing about it. This is oleander. Oleander, coriander shall wash away your pain. Oleander, salamander shall flush it down the drain. Just talks about no fun to be struck with a cold case of negative energy. Something most certainly needs to be done. And so we do a banishment spell. There's a saltwater banishment. There's the big chill. There's castaway. There's gone with the wind. So, there are serious spells in here, but they come with this adorable art style with a very light and delicate touch, but we are still bringing serious content. So there is the Witchlings. Then gentle creatures, and I guess these are kind of in order of adorableness too. This deck is, as you see, we don't have a pastel palette. Just because something is adorable doesn't mean it has to be done in pastels. But look at the creatures. They're soft. They're very sweet looking. Very stylized. Look at that. Wings. I think Into the Hidden Forest, I think it's called, is the tarot deck by this artist, and this artist is Dan May. Arwen Lynch Poe is the writer. There's interaction between fairies and these sweet, sweet, big beasties, big fuzzy furry beasties. Look at that. That's adorable. This girl has given this tiny, tiny umbrella to her beastie friend, and he's really trying hard to use it and keep the rain off him. Neat. Look at that. So there's a sweetness about them. There's kind of a melancholy about them too that makes them adorable, that pulls me in to go, aw. So there's kind of a sympathetic component to adorableness. I just realized a deck I forgot. I'm going to have to run and get it. Clearing. Look at these. All right, let me go find this deck that I have forgotten. Okay. That is, and we will see if I'm right or not. I think of it as adorable, but I could be wrong. The Fan Todd Pack by Edward Gorey. So this is one of those decks that is adorable in its weirdness, in its darkness. Okay, let me find some here. And the weirdness, the writing comes in here almost more than anything. Look at her. Just adorably dark. The waltzing mouse, come on. So the writing. There's the sea, the urn, the blue dog, the bottle, the feather, the waltzing mouse, the bundle, the child. Look at this. Creepy, and yet terribly adorable. There's a book that I own called Amphigory, and it's an anthology of all of the works of Edwin Gorey, and it's amazing. Edward Gorey, I'm saying Edwin. It's amazing. The Burning Head, because these are so very tongue-in-cheek, you know. The Yellow Bird, the Écorché, the Effigy. They're just, you look at the bugs. So you're thinking, you know, creepy, but check out the meanings of some of these. The Ladder says Tuesday, slander, reversals, creeping sickness, a forged will, insomnia, loss of hair, detention, theft, cafard. I don't know what cafard is. Jealousy, an accident in a restaurant, inanition. Interesting. Then let's see here. The insects. I want to see if I can find the waltzing mouse to pair an interestingly adorable image with the waltzing mouse. May, the month, vertigo, loss of jewelry, a bêtise, which means just a black mood, morbid cravings, disorders of the large intestine, corruption, equivocal symptoms, a hazardous project, brawls, suicide, involuntary seclusion, and shriveling. Now, the Plutonian part of myself, which is huge, loves this dark, just super dark humor. I just frickin' love it. And so I am right in putting this in adorable in my mind. I don't take the deck seriously because it is so weird, and I think that right there, that I hit the word. The weirdness of it is what makes it adorable to me. I adore weirdness. I love seeing things I've never seen before. I love something like this that is just absolutely unapologetic in its nonsense. And when something like goes for it like that, it really does not preclude it being a serious oracle, though I've never used it as a serious oracle. But I adore it. Then we have probably the most objectively adorable deck that is in my collection, Therapeutes by Kate Allen. This is 64 emotional support cards, and we have a couple little instructional cards, and then just look at this. This is one of those weird boxes that is a you know, you lift the lid like this, but there's no magnet closed, so if you pick it up and do this, everything falls out. Look, the images and the text are freaking adorable. You don't have to be perfect to be lovable. Life will always bend you, but trust me, you're too strong to break. You know, there are positive, affirmative messages. You've been doing a great job considering all you've been up against. And again, that spoonful of sugar, I would say this is about a pound of sugar to help the medicine go down. Your speed doesn't matter. Forward is forward. You can do the thing. I mean, that is just unapologetically adorable. Look at. You're capable. You can do this. You're worthy of taking care. You are worth taking care of. It's your weirdness that makes you wonderful. Look at these adorable stinking cards. Okay, these are also, I'm a work in progress, and that's okay. With me, with every challenge you meet, you gain experience. Every day you're leveling up. Just do your best. It'll be enough. Just because you feel like trash doesn't mean you are trash. You are a fighter, ever onwards. I mean, you matter. Thanks for existing. Sometimes if you choose to, I think this deck would be easy to dismiss. I know you feel anxious, but you forgot the part where you totally got this. If you approach this deck with cynicism, it's not going to work for you. It's not going to be very good. It is so flippin' adorable that, you know, it's very easy to kind of dismiss it or minimize it and go, yeah, you know. And if you really are in a dark place and in depression, I don't know that some of these messages will be able to get through. But if you choose to form a bond with this deck and kind of connect it with your guides and really ask your guides to use this tool to speak to you with the things you need to hear. Then you go in with the mindset of, I'm going to take this seriously. This isn't just fluff and cutesy poo platitudes, you know? So everything really depends on, you know, as adorableness is in the eye of the beholder, how you make a deck work for you is in the mindset of the user. So it's all in approach. And when you have a deck that's this stinking adorable, see what you can do to approach with a serious mindset. You are a whole person. You are complete. Everything is scary and you feel vulnerable, but that doesn't mean anything is going to go wrong. Anxious feelings aren't usually indicative of reality. So there are serious messages here. Let's see, let me get one more new one that we haven't seen. Your struggle is not an indication of failure. The messages are serious. So if you find that mental balance in order to approach this deck as, you know, with an open mind and acceptance, the adorableness really can work for you. And, you know, there is a definite place for a deck that really is positive, affirmative messages. We can use so many decks to go to the dark places and to go digging for those things. But every now and again, you just really need a girl, you know? And that deck certainly provides it. Now, this, I think, is going to be my top adorable deck because it is adorable in and of itself, but also because it is a serious tool of divination. These are the Carrot cards. I think they cost like $10 on Amazon if they haven't gotten more expensive. And when you need serious answers, these can give short, sweet, and very, very accurate answers. There are there's a page that has the standard meaning for each card, very easily memorized, and then there's a 3-part reading, and it gives you the meaning for each card in each of the 3 positions, and then you get this list of descriptors for people. So it's a really malleable deck. It's a really, what do I want to say, flexible deck. Look at the many bunnies, the many rabbits. Come on, focus in, camera. I truly, truly wish my camera was better at focusing. Look at that. They're just freaking adorable. The wolf. This one is got to be one of my favorites. It's Child with Greens. It stands for the unexpected. The rabbit pair. So I'll tell you a little story. I did a reading for someone, kicking the fragrant field. I did a reading for someone who was getting ready to take a trip to Europe and to meet with someone. And she asked how it would go, and I laid some cards out, and there was an indication that it's like, I'm not sure you're going to meet up. There was something about other people coming in, meeting with other people, and being alone. And I said, I have a feeling you're not going to end up meeting up. There's other people that come in. And she contacted me afterwards to let me know that it was absolutely correct, that when she got there, he had met up with some other people and was doing something else, and she ended up by herself, like horseback riding for the whole time she was there. Look at rabbit in the air, the standing rabbit, the rolling rabbit. Babies, come on. And they all have, like I said, very intuitive lawnmower. Look at this. That stands for temporary blindness. And if you think of rabbits down in their nest and this big black cloud comes overhead. The rabbit feet. There's a badger. There's the cows. They're even adorable cows. So, you know, for its adorableness, looky, as well as just its wonderful, wonderful attributes, its great quality as a divinatory deck and a cartomantic type deck. It's just fantastic. Highly recommend. Very, very adorable. All right, you guys. That is the last of my adorable decks that I know of. Adorable decks. And I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, consider liking and subscribing. Maybe consider shooting your own #myadorabledecks and let me know you have, if you do, because I would love to see. You know, the one that I've watched on this, I haven't even watched Lisa Papez's adorable decks, but it's fascinating to see, you know, maybe which decks come up as everybody knows this is adorable, and then what the nuances of adorable are in the minds and the eyes of different people. So again, thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you completely disagree and why, or if you do agree and why. Let's get a conversation going. Hit the like button on your way out, please, and I will see you on my next video or live stream. Until then, this is Luna. Blessed be.